Hey everybody, welcome back to Why Not RV. On this week's episode, we're going to be installing a new spare tire holder underneath my Airstream because when I installed my generator, I basically got rid of that. So let's show you what we got. Okay, so underneath my Airstream, you can see my generator that I have down here. And that's where the spare tire used to mount. There was a little racking system, and that's what I used to mount my generator, was that little bit of a cavity. So because I got rid of that, I've basically been storing my spare tire just in the bed of my truck for the better part of the past year and a half since I first installed that, which actually, that's been 2 years now. Obviously, lifting the spare tire in and out of the back of my truck each and every time has been a little bit of an annoyance. And the only solution that I was originally finding online was by Aircrafters, and it was some $1,200 or $1,300 basically piece of metal that mounts up underneath the Airstream and gives you a retractable spare tire. So I decided to go on Amazon, and I didn't find this last year when I was first looking at this stuff, but I did find it just now, and it's just the same type of parts that are in there, just not as pretty looking as the Aircrafters version. And I want to say it was only like 80 or 100 bucks. Let me show you what it is. So you can see this is a universal spare tire mount that's designed to bolt to a frame and hold up to a 16.5-inch wheel. It's got the same little type of mechanism that would use for most retractable spare tires, like for the back of a truck or some that come standard in some RVs. But we're gonna go ahead and get this thing installed. Let's just get right to it. So the first thing we have to do is actually get this all unboxed, which I already kind of have here. And we gotta get our actual tire baffles mounted onto the racking system itself. So as you see, I already got this one mounted. It's just 2 bolts. So we're gonna go ahead and get the second one mounted. Now all I needed for that was a 14mm and a 17mm wrench. And now I have both of the tire baffles mounted. Before I even go to the next step, I'm going to make sure that my spare tire fits up under here properly. So let's go ahead and get that checked out. Okay, so I got my spare tire face down. Take this mount. Looks like it's going to fit perfectly. Now the bolt on the end that activates the winch is a 3/4 inch. Okay, just like that, the spare tire is essentially mounted to that. So once this goes up under the frame, which you can see there's 2 bolts here, and then we're gonna have this other piece that goes over there to, again, 2 bolts into the frame, and then a bolt's gonna go through here to secure this all as one big long piece. That's the basic principle of this. So right now we're looking at the driver's side of the Airstream. So if I'm towing down the highway and I need to pull over, I'm not going to mount this thing to this side for the bolt actuator access. I want to put it on the passenger side, so the curb side, so that way when I pull over on the side of the road to change out a tire, that is secured. It's on the other side. I might have to be dealing with a guardrail or something like that, but at least I don't have traffic coming in at me. So again, make sure you always mount this to the curb side. All right, so now that we're under the RV and we're trying to pick an exact location to mount this, you want to be keeping in mind, not necessarily avoiding, you're just keeping in mind your gas lines, your electrical lines, any kind of obstruction. So what I've done down here is I've looked at what I have. I have my DC to DC wiring and my wire for my camera, which I can easily manipulate those just a little bit. And then on the other side down there, I have a large gas line that already has a protectant sleeve over it that I can bend a little bit to get the other side mounted. And I've also noticed that there is a point here in the frame that seems to have like a cross member going across it right here. So I'm going to be shooting for right in this general area. So what I'm going to do now is get this held up to where I want it, mark where I'm going to drill some holes, and then we're going to go get a drill bit and be drilling through the frame. Okay, so I actually had a change of plans because the Airstream framing is a closed tubing framing. So instead of being able to like access a lip like I could say on this type of thing and get the bolt up there, it's completely enclosed. Like there's basically metal down here and the whole thing is enclosed, so I can't access the inside of the frame whatsoever. Now because of that, I went ahead and I just did a bunch of rivets and self-tapping screws down the way here. Like I said, it's hard to see. You might be able to see the rivets down there further, but there's basically a cross member that goes right here for framing. And so this is into direct framing material just as a cross member, and it is stout. I hung my whole body off of it and it's not going anywhere. And now that I have this whole thing mounted, I need to go ahead and re-put together the winch system that goes inside here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now, and I'll show you what it looks like. First step is getting the rod through. I have a washer right here, and then this first piece this screws through. And now I'm just going to get this screwed through. Got the winch ready to come up and over this way and into the next piece. But right now I'm just getting some threads going on here so that I can get this all the way in. Okay, now that I've got the threaded rod all the way through, I went ahead and put my pin in, and I'm just going to go ahead and pinch this shut. Okay, now I got the little pivot point here that holds the anchor of the cable, and I just wanted to show you guys the inner workings of that. So when that spins down here, this slides down the rod, which then releases the tension of the cable and brings it down opposite. When it tightens up, it goes out that way, it pulls the cable back. Very simple. But now we're going to go ahead and get this cover mounted on top, and as well as the tire baffles. Okay, so once I put the tire baffles back on, I was able to just go ahead and use my driver right here and hook up my spare tire. Now it's about 6 inches of clearance. I do wish I had a little bit more, but that's just my framing of what I have for the Airstream. But it's still higher than the generator exhaust, which is way up front up there. So I don't think this will be a problem back here, but I'll keep an eye on it with a few trips and see how it does. Now, one thing I will note with the difference between the tie rack from Aircrafters and what I bought on Amazon is that the tie rack on Aircrafters does have the tire basically flush mounted to the bottom side of the RV. So where I have probably 4 or 5 inches of essentially wasted space between the framing and then the tire baffles, before then there's the tire itself and its size, and that's why I only have 6 inches of ground clearance. Now with that tie rack, I would free up at least whatever that size is. I haven't measured it, but probably 3, 4, or 5 inches maybe total, which is pretty significant, and I might consider that, but I just feel like that tie rack is just so expensive as is, so I'm just not sure I can justify the cost. I will try to do a little bit of an update on some real-time use of this after I put some miles down the road, make sure that the clearance is good and all that type of stuff, so stay tuned for that. All right, so that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you saw something that maybe you didn't think of before. If this is your first time watching, make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, turn on the notification bell. Make sure to leave a comment. I like to answer as many questions as I possibly can for you guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Why Not RV. Bye.